I'm trying out a new dinner subscription service. This is Martha and Marley Spoon, Martha as in Martha Stewart, so I have very high expectations. Let's check it out. If you've been watching my videos for any period of time, you know I love food subscription boxes. I know that you can say that I could make that cheaper. And yes, you could in fact go and buy the ingredients and make it cheaper. However, you gotta look at the payoff for somebody who's really busy with work and kids and things like that. Or, you know, maybe you just don't like going grocery shopping. It saves you so much time to have this box delivered with these individual little bags that have everything in it you need, pre-portioned out, and all you have to do is chop and cook. So instead of having to kind of meal plan and figure it out and find a recipe and go shopping and then like go find it all in the pantry. I mean, how often do you have to like dig everything out of the fridge, God knows where you put it, then go in the pantry, go through your spices. My spice cabinet is a giant mess. So that's why I like food subscription boxes. And I found a few that work really well for me, and I'm excited to try this one and see what we think of the recipes and the ingredients and what the food quality is like, to see if it's something that might make your life easier. All right, this is what it looks like. Got Moroccan spiced shrimp with herb bulgur salad, a lemon herb chicken with garlicky yogurt and green beans, and seared steak with kale salad with Parmesan sweet potatoes. Oh, and here's the garlic. Oops, he's falling apart. Missed this little guy. My recipe cards. Oh, what a good idea. So they put the cool ingredients in this bag. So this is what it looks like. Oh, and this is Parmesan, 10 ounces of shrimp, U.S. Gulf wild caught, 2 5-ounce beef sirloin steaks, born, raised, and harvested in the U.S., 2 6-ounce chicken breasts, also from the U.S., some yogurt, and a couple ice packs. So what I just showed you, that was servings for 2. So here are another set of servings for 2 to make a total servings for 4. Oh, and this one also has a little recipe book of some sort. Let's see what it says. In it, they say that cooking with Martha and Marley Spoon means eating sustainably, supporting small food businesses, and saving time to make time for everything else that you want to do. So here they're talking about the best team in the business, Martha and Jen. Y'all know Martha, that's Jen. We all know who Martha is, but let's see. Jen is the culinary director of Martha and Marley Spoon and the mother of 2 picky eaters and cannot live without Dijon mustard. That's funny. Sorry about my dog squeaking in the background. Then they talk about their seasonal and organic produce, that they conscientiously source their meat, poultry, and fish, and they get local and artisanal products. So that's great. Small batch producers like Sparrow Lane and Nona Lim. Oh my gosh, you guys, so sorry about the dog. In the little booklet, they do tell you that you will need to provide salt, pepper, oil, and flour. And that's really pretty standard for all the food subscription boxes that I've used. So here's everything to make 3 meals for 4 people. All right, we're in the fridge. Today we're going to make the lemon herb chicken with garlicky yogurt and green beans. There's the other bag. This is my dog, who always wants to help. Yes, he's had a total haircut since the last video. Yes. No, you cannot have the garlicky chicken. Not for doggers. Let's check out the ingredients. We've got oregano, we've got green beans, and they look very crisp. They don't look discolored or anything like that. Some very nice green onions, some naan and lemons, and the garlic. To get started, I highly recommend you read the entire recipe first so you don't get thrown by anything. Just trust me on that. I have made real dumb mistakes when I've like dumped in all the garlic when I was supposed to only dump in half at some point. So read your recipe to start with. We are going to need a microplaner or grater. That's one of these because we're going to be zesting our lemon. It also says that we need a rimmed baking sheet. I put foil on it because that makes for easy cleanup. Usually you can just lift off the foil and your pan is clean. And we also need a skillet. I also have salt, pepper, and olive oil. I'm going to wash and chop all the vegetables now and get everything prepped, then we'll cook. By the way, I was wrong. This is pita bread, not naan. I don't know why. Well, I guess I kind of know why. I've been kind of craving Indian food lately, so I had naan on the brain. I just want to show you this garlic crusher I have really quick. So you just put the garlic in there, then this little thing goes down, and seriously, it's so easy. And then you just go like that, and all the garlic comes out. It's so great. I just take a little knife and I scrape the garlic off. And the cool thing is you don't even have to take out the peel. I'm able to do 2 before I pop this out. I've got my other clove garlic in here. I'll just do it again. After I have squashed 2 cloves of garlic, that's all I need, but I would then just take my knife, kind of pick out the peel, and then hand wash it. You can run it through the dishwasher. This one is by, is it Cuisinart, I think? Yeah, no, KitchenAid. This is by KitchenAid. I'll put a link below in case you're interested in one of these, because so handy. I've probably had this for at least 10 years. After what seemed like 100 years of trimming the ends of the green beans, I am done, and I have chopped up my scallions, cut up the lemon, I have squashed the garlic, rough chopped up the oregano, I have zested lemon, I have squeezed the lemon juice. By the way, I'm cooking for 4, so the recipe called for a ½ teaspoon of lemon zest. This is 1 teaspoon of lemon zest, so everything is pretty much doubled. So for the chicken, you were supposed to pound it into a ½ inch thick piece if it was thicker, and 3 of the 4 were already, you know, probably at least 1 inch thick, so I just sliced those in half. Kind of butterflied those, so I now have extra pieces, and there's 1 really big thin piece, and I cut him in half. In case you're wondering why it now looks like my chicken breast that looked like it was just 2 little packs of 2 has turned into so much chicken, but that's what was in there. So I'm brushing oil onto the pita bread. I'm only making 2 of the 4 because Steve is doing low carb right now, and I'm not even sure if he's going to eat any pita bread. I love these silicone brushes. They are so easy to clean. It just feels more sanitary. Just gonna pop the pita bread into the oven, and I'm gonna turn these over in about a minute, just getting them toasty. Now I'm just brushing both sides of the chicken with olive oil and then sprinkling salt and pepper on both sides. So I took the pita bread out. There it is. It looks like Pac-Man actually, doesn't it? Anyway, that's just because I cut a piece out of it because I was starving and I just wanted to taste it while it was hot and fresh out of the oven. So moving on. Heated up some oil and we're going to cook the chicken. These aren't all the pieces, but we'll do them in batches. Also, I like to have some tongs nearby because it makes it so much easier to turn them. This is the lemon juice, oregano, half the garlic, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and a pinch of salt and pepper. Just gonna mix this up and set it aside until we are done cooking the chicken. Technically, you're supposed to make the green beans in the skillet that you take your chicken out of when it's done, but I need to get dinner going, so I'm going to use another skillet. I've got some oil in there. I'm going to hit this with a little bit of pepper and a bit of salt. I'll cook these puppies up. So these guys are sizzling away. It's gonna take about 3 or 4 minutes to cook. I will go ahead and stir them in between. Chicken's moving along. When the chicken's done, we put it into the lemony, yummy oregano sauce to marinate. So still cooking up some more chicken though. Green beans look delicious. I think it's looking really good. What do you think? Now I'm adding the scallions and a squeeze of lemon juice. And let's stir these up a bit. And they are done. I've added some olive oil, the rest of the garlic, and now the lemon zest here to the yogurt. Stirred that in, and now I'm just adding a little bit of salt, and you guessed it, pepper. Oops, oh crud. Well, that's okay. I will just take a spoon. Oh well, it happens. This is real life. Just skim the top off. There you go. And whoop, there it is. So there's the chicken all done. I'm just going to go ahead and plate that now with my green beans and pita bread. And of course my dash of sauce. It's all done. Now it's time to taste it. We absolutely loved that meal. It was so delicious. My husband's all, go ahead and make that all you want. He thought it was so good. The chicken was moist and tender, and that marinade it was in, oh my gosh. So delicious and garlicky, and that hint of oregano, and oh, just delicious. And the green beans were the big surprise. I tasted, I was like, oh my gosh, you have to try the green beans. And he kind of eats like his chicken, and he eats kind of in stages, right? And so he finally got to the green beans at the end. He's like, oh my gosh, how did you make these? And I read in the recipe, he goes, that's it? And I said, yeah, that was it. So that green bean recipe is a keeper too. And that yogurt sauce on the chicken, oh, it just absolutely made it creamy. And a bite of the chicken with the yogurt sauce and the pita, so good. So definitely you should check out that recipe and make it, even if you don't order the box. That is such a good recipe. Now let's take a look at what we're making next. I've scrubbed my sweet potatoes and sliced them into rounds, tossed them in some olive oil, salt, and pepper, and now we're going to roast them at 450 degrees for about 15 minutes. To make the vinaigrette, I chopped up the scallions that I've charred and whisked those into oil, salt, pepper, vinegar, mustard, sugar, and salt and pepper. I sprinkled the sweet potato rounds with Parmesan and popped them back into the oven for a few minutes until the cheese was melted. I've patted the steaks dry and rubbed them all over with oil, and I've seasoned them generously with salt and pepper. Now I'm searing the steaks. I've tossed the baby kale with a dressing, and now we're going to serve it up. This steak, sweet potato, and kale salad was absolutely delicious, and we all loved eating it. Today, let's make the Moroccan spice shrimp with herb bulgur salad. Here are ingredients. We've got the shrimp harissa spice blend, interestingly, in 2 different types of packages. Mint, lemons, dried apricots, bulgur, green onions, and spinach. First step for this shrimp salad. I've chopped up the apricots, thrown them in here with the bulgur, some water, and salt. We'll let this come to a boil, then we will cover it and let it simmer for 10 to 12 minutes. The bulgur's done. I've gone ahead and put it onto a cookie sheet that I put foil on, so I have easy cleanup. And now it's cooling. I'm done prepping everything. I have washed and salad spun my spinach. There are my chopped scallions, my chopped mint, and lemon juice. The shrimp is cooking away, yummy, yummy. I've taken the shrimp off the heat. I have added some butter and the seasonings, and I'm just going to stir this all up. And we'll be ready to assemble our yummy salad. Olive oil, salt, pepper, sugar, and that lemon juice. Let's get every last one of those. I just love scallions. Add a bit of pepper and salt. If you're going to serve all of this now, you would combine the spinach, the mint leaves, and all the bulgur. It's just me right now, so I want to finish this video up. So I'm just going to make 1 serving so we can plate it. So I'm just going to take a smaller bowl and make myself a serving. Oh, by the way, I ate a shrimp. They are so good. That seasoning is delicious. Harissa seasoning and butter. That's all that was. There was no salt, no pepper added. Super good. I'm just going to use another white bowl like this, and I'll try to take about a quarter of this. Not that starvingly hungry though, so there we go. Let's add some of our spinach. I'm gonna take some of this mint, add some of this delicious shrimp. I just love shrimp and crab. Crab is my favorite of all time. Dungeness. Now let's toss it up. And there we go, all finished. Now, let's taste it. Got a little bit of everything. Winner, winner, shrimp dinner. I think that was absolutely delicious. The flavors blended so well. You've got the crispiness of the spinach. You've got the bit of the sweetness from the apricot and the bulgur. That spice on the shrimp is just right with a little bit of that buttery flavor. And then that kick of the mint, that tang of the mint, just so good. And you know, honestly, it doesn't taste super lemony. My husband doesn't like really strong lemon vinaigrettes, but this one is very mild. It doesn't scream lemon. So if you're not a fan of that, you will like this because it's very, very faint. You don't even really taste lemon when it's all combined like this. So winner, winner, shrimp dinner. And I think even though I'm not that hungry, I'm gonna probably eat most of this right now because it's so good. Editing Nicole here. My final footage for this video got lost, so we'll do it with some pictures and a voiceover. Let's look at the cost of the plan. You can go several ways here. You can get plans for 2 people or that feed 4 people. I generally get 3 meals per week for 4 people because my husband and I, even though the kids, when our sons moved out and our daughter is at college most of the time, we like to do that because if I'm doing all the cooking, then we have leftovers or lunch the next day. So if you're going to do the 2 people with 3 meals per week, you're looking at $8.99 per portion plus $8.99 shipping for a total of $62.93 per week. If you're doing the 4-person 3 meals per week, you're looking at $7.49 per portion. When you add the shipping in there, you're at $98.87. HelloFresh, if you're doing for 4 people 3 meals a week, it's $129 just to start. And they're doing some surcharges. If you get certain meals, they're charging between $4.99 and $6.99 extra per portion, which just jacks that price up. So their pricing has gotten a little bit out of control, I think. In addition, I think that the quality of the produce and the meats for the Martha and Marley spoon were excellent and probably a little bit better than HelloFresh's. Now, looking at the recipes were excellent, very flavorful, bold, delicious meals that we liked, and I would definitely cook again, whether I got it through the box or maybe I was cooking for a crowd and I went out and purchased all the ingredients myself and made them. So that's always a good thing when you want to make them again, and you're not just like, oh yeah, that was good, but you're like, oh my gosh, this was great. It's like going to a restaurant or something like that. So we really did also enjoy the flavors and the combinations and the creativity of the meals, and they weren't difficult to cook either. It's not like you have to be some pro cook or have a lot of experience to cook these. So really do recommend this plan, and we really enjoyed it. I do have a code if you want to save some money on your first boxes. You can use my code down below. And thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. And I hope you and your family are all doing well.